Hey Taurus, we're going to be doing your reading, so we're going to get right into it and see what is going on for you guys, Taurus. Taurus. All right. Taurus. Let's see. Ace of Swords. Okay, so let's see. You guys have the Devil card, and this is showing up for your energy for the week. So I'm getting this as like a level of obsession over something, okay, that kind of thing. This might be a healthy obsession. That's what I'm hoping, Taurus. Okay, but I do think that is there's something. I feel like there's something you're either like connected with, or maybe there is an energy of like wanting to connect with maybe a Capricorn person, okay? But I also am getting like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this thing. Like I'm obsessed with this. I love it. Like something about that. So, all right. In the area of your feelings, you guys have the Knight of Wands. So for some of you guys, you might be like really attracted to somebody, or like really, really have like a strong level of desire for it. This could certainly be like for another individual. It could also be that you're just like, dude, I'm obsessed with whatever this is, and like I can't stop. Like I can't stop almost. Okay, something about that. Obviously, if this is something that's not healthy for you, then that's like a different conversation. But I understand this as something that's like I could do this all the time, or like I see no problem being like linked to this or something like that. And I do feel like you're feeling a sense of like wanting to kind of move forward with whatever it is that you desire, or starting to really kind of, it just feels like you're like, I have a strong desire for this person, this situation, whatever the heck it is, that kind of thing. And I just feel like there's something that you're like, I'm obsessed with this. Like, you know what I got to tell you? I'm also getting the idea of like physically moving. So for some of you guys, maybe it's like, I'm obsessed. I can't relate to this, but maybe it's like, I'm obsessed with going to the gym, or I'm obsessed with that. That's an amazing thing. That's really healthy. Okay. That's like, it's a good thing. Sorry, I'm just a lazy person, but it's okay. It's all right. It's fine. But there's like other ways to like move your body around, or, that kind of stuff that doesn't involve like being in a gym. Okay. This could be like, I don't know. Just the other day I had to sprint after my son. Felt friggin' awesome, dude. I was like, this is great. Okay. So I don't know. There might be something about that, but I'm getting like a strong sense of like desire, something about that. Maybe even a little bit of like urgency in some capacity here. Okay. That kind of thing. What I'm also getting here, I was about to call you Capricorn, okay? So Taurus, I'm also getting, I wonder if you're feeling like, God, I'm obsessed with that thing, but like, should I go for it? Or like, am I allowed to almost? So, there's something. So, all right. In the energy around you, you guys have the Star card. So Taurus, maybe for some of you guys, you are like really, I do want to say the word obsessed, maybe with an Aquarius person, okay? Maybe that's something that's going on here. All right. But also it could be that there's maybe just something around you that you're just like, dude, this is giving me purpose, or this is giving me like, this is making me feel so much better. There's a healing energy attached to this, something about that. And that's kind of what I'm saying about this being like a good obsession, that kind of thing. This energy came out in one of the fire sign readings. I'm pretty sure that it was like the idea of like, we can, that whole like hyperfixation thing, like that can be like channeled in a really friggin' awesome way. Like if you're already wired to be like, I'm obsessed with this thing, I can't stop doing it, it brings me a sense of like healing, or it makes me feel like this is my purpose, whatever it is, that is a freaking awesome thing. Okay. I think so anyway, as long as we're not like literally hurting somebody or like hurting ourselves, that kind of thing, So, all right. Okay. I'm also understanding somebody who is fixing something, who's like literally like fixing something. They're a fixer of some sort, that kind of thing. Okay. I am understanding that. And I wonder if there's a feeling of like movement or something. And I don't know, like something is like moving, like a loose hinge on a door or something like that. Okay. Something like that. So, all right. Let's see. You guys have the Seven of Pentacles, and this is showing up for your goal. I think you have the goal of maybe like taking a step back and kind of assessing what you should do next. You know what I'm saying? It does feel like that. It feels like kind of assessing the situation here, or whatever's going on. What I will also say is we're just going to use like the reference of like artwork, because I don't know, those examples are I don't know, they just make sense. So here's the thing. I wonder if you have the goal of being like, yep, I'm obsessed with this thing. I've been working on it. I really want to like do something with this, or this, I'm like, this makes me feel like alive, passionate, whatever the heck it is. I wonder if you have the goal of being like, you know what, instead of like continue working, I'm going to give myself a break to kind of like see the progress that you've made, you know, that kind of stuff. Or maybe be like, all right, I want to make some adjustments here. Where do I need to adjust this? That kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? There's something about that. I will say your reading is coming out really clear, so that's like always a good thing. All right, I feel like that's a good thing. So, all right. Well, actually, that makes sense. You definitely, yeah, you had the Ace of Swords at the bottom, so I feel like you guys are having like a level of clarity as well, you know? All right, so you have the Justice card. This is showing up as your challenge here. I feel like maybe there's a challenge in trying to make something completely even, or there's something that maybe was like not true or not settled all the way, something about that, okay? This Justice card does feel a little bit sketchy for the challenge, but I also wonder if this could be something in the terms of like, okay, maybe it's like you have the goal of trying to see if something is worth it. Like, should I keep putting my energy into this? That kind of thing. Maybe the challenge is that you just don't know. It's like, I don't know the results before I know the results, you know, something like that. That could certainly be it. All right. Possibly maybe you're thinking about the effect of something in some sense. Okay. That might also be something here. I do understand something about like evenness or balance showing up as some type of like hiccup or challenge, something like that. So, all right, for your opportunity, you guys have the Queen of Cups here. I think that's freaking awesome, especially with like the Knight of Wands, Devil card, all that kind of stuff. I feel like this is your opportunity of like, again, doing something that is, it just like feels right. You know what I'm saying? It feels right. And I also feel like it might even be like, this could be something that's like opening up your creativity or opening up like your compassion or something about that. Okay. That kind of thing. But it also feels like almost like a gift to yourself, like giving yourself like the gift of like doing something that you really kind of connect with, that kind of stuff. And I also understand like a peaceful type of feeling with that Queen of Cups there, you know, something that it's like you're obsessed with this thing, like you are, you know, you're attached to it, whatever it is. And then it's like this feeling of feeling like your emotions are also involved in it, or that it's bringing like a sense of like real like inner joy or inner peace. That's kind of what I want to say is inner peace, which I think is a little bit interesting for the Queen of Cups, but that is really what I'm picking up here. So, all right, let's see. Okay. All right. Taurus. You guys also might be really visual, and I wonder if there's like a way to use like the way that you're like maybe like very visual about something, or very like kind of like psychic awareness, that kind of stuff. I wonder if there's something there that is like there's an opportunity in that, is to maybe like make a vision come true, or to even receive downloads or something about that while doing something kind of creative or movementy, that kind of stuff. I definitely agree with that, or that is a true thing. Okay, you raise your vibration to a certain spot or whatever it is, you know, when you're like doing something that is truly like, you know, it's like I'm passionate about this. I love this thing, and I want to. It feels like a healing type of situation, like that's. I feel like that is like breeding ground for, you know, like a spiritual connection, or just kind of like, I don't know, feeling like everything's like in the right place or something. So, all right, let's see what's up here, Taurus. There's also a situation here where it's like there's something here that might be a little bit tricky to talk about, but I do understand something about, I want to say, giving somebody information that they should have access to, or that they would want to know. 5 of Wands, maybe this is something that like you're aware is like maybe going to be like kind of tricky to explain or something like that. Also, what's this? The reverse 6 of Wands just came like flying out. So maybe there's a little bit of nervousness to like bring something out in the open, or to be seen with a particular person or something. That sounds interesting. So, all right, let's see. Okay. Nine of Cups is at the bottom. So I like the energy that's like showing up for you. You know what I'm saying? It's not bad. It feels like very satisfied, that kind of thing. So all right, with the Devil card, you guys have the Six of Swords here for your energy. So okay, here's the thing. Okay, so yes, for those of you who it's like, yep, I'm obsessed with this person, whatever the heck it is, situation, project, job, whatever the heck it is, band, whatever. Okay. I do understand that. And I wonder if this is you guys being like, you know what, even though I'm obsessed with this thing or whatever it is, it's like, I can move forward in that direction and bring the thing that I am like really connected to, or I'm really like, again, like I do want to say like obsessed, or like I love this thing, whatever the heck it is. I'm wondering if you're in the energy of being like, how can I bring this thing with me, or how can I kind of use this as like a guide for what I'm doing, okay? That kind of stuff. I feel like that Devil card is like supposed to be like the foundation of something, okay? And I am getting this also reversed for some of you guys. So I'm getting something about maybe maybe this is a career type of situation, okay? Or something that you're feeling like it's good, it needs to be showcased or something like that, or I don't know, this is maybe something that you're wanting to make into a career or make like side money from, something like that, all right? That could be possible, that could possibly be something here. So, all right, with the Knight of Wands, you guys have the Hanged Man, and this is showing up for the area of your feelings. So this is like stop and go, all right? Like definitely stop and go type of energy, that kind of stuff, all right? It feels like you're like, yep, I'm super, like, I want this. Like for some of you guys, it might be that there's something that some person, whatever the heck it is, that you have a very strong desire for, or like you're like, I'm like a moth to a flame. Like I'm like I can't help but go in that direction, or be, attracted to that thing, whatever it is. But I wonder if you're feeling like, yeah, but I can't do that because I have, like, that's going to be a sacrifice, or I have to sacrifice one thing and I can't go for that thing, something about that, okay? And I also do understand that maybe you're feeling like, dude, if I keep going like, hard, like go hard in one direction, that kind of thing. I wonder if you're feeling like eventually I'm going to have to like take a break, and there might be just be like a feeling about that, or it might be like anticipating having to like take a break. And that's what I'm saying is like this whole like obsession thing, or it could even be like once I start getting rooted and I'm like really starting to like get going and I hit the flow like that, like I'm, in the flow, that kind of stuff. I wonder if you're feeling like, yep, and whenever that happens, that's when I'm going to have to like take a break, and that really like slows down the momentum or something like that, all right? That could also be something. So, okay. You have the Star card, and then you have it with the Lovers, and this is showing up in your environment. So this is either somebody who is maybe, okay, it just kind of, okay, so I'm getting somebody who literally takes care of children, is like, or is healing children in some, maybe a pediatrician, okay, or something like that, like healing children in some sense, okay? And then I also understand something about, again, whatever this is, it's like, you're like, that is for me. This thing is like absolutely for me. This is like what makes me feel like this is what I'm reaching for. This is my, like, this is what I'm supposed to do, or something like that, okay? And I feel like there's this energy of maybe somebody else wanting you to make like a concrete decision about that, okay? Or this is you maybe seeing something, or again, in your environment, whatever this is that you're working on or putting together, that kind of stuff. It might be that it's like, I want to make this like a permanent type of thing. Like I want to, like, even like, if you're dealing with another person, I wonder if you're both on the same like healing journey in some sense, okay? There could be something about that, but I do understand something about like also somebody who is, again, like fixing something, or is able to kind of like fix something that was maybe broken, or kind of like make, if there was like the wrong choice or whatever the heck it is, I wonder if there's like somebody here who's like able to kind of like, again, fix that, or like tweak something in some sense to make it like, balanced out, or have like a certain level of like that there's harmony here, that kind of thing. Yeah, I am getting like the idea of like futzing around with stuff, okay? Maybe like adjusting things, moving things, that kind of situation, all right? Something about that, but I feel like it's an attempt to like heal something or help something, something about that. And then I also do get that storyline of being like, I'm obsessed with whatever this thing is. I want to keep, going for it, that kind of stuff. And then you kind of seeing it as like, this is something that I could really kind of do all the time, and like really make like a very strong union with, or a strong, like super strong bond, to the point where it's like, I don't have to rethink this, that kind of thing. All right, so let's see. For your goal, you guys have the Seven of Pentacles, then you have it with the Strength card here. Okay, so yes, I mean, it feels like in the past, maybe there was something that you maybe even went like a little bit overboard on like whatever this passion is, or, you know, this thing that you're kind of like very much obsessed with. Maybe this is you guys being very like intermingled with a Capricorn person. Okay, I also, you know, Capricorn, Gemini, Aquarius could be important placements. All right, so I feel like, again, it's like there was something that you kind of, like, you know what I'm feeling? I feel like there's something where you could have like taken more of a risk on something or something like that, okay? And I think that you're aware of whatever that is, and I feel like now your goal might be like, okay, you know, I could have taken more of a risk on that, or I could have like kind of pushed myself farther in some area, and I wonder if now your goal is to, again, kind of like assess something, or like take like a minute like to be like, okay, where can I adjust things, or should I adjust something? Should I keep putting into this thing, or should I like go on to the next thing? You know, that kind of stuff. That's kind of what I'm understanding here. I also understand somebody using like actual physical strength with something. All right, that kind of stuff. All right, so you have the Moon card, and this is showing up as the action to take. So, okay, Moon card. I think there's a little bit of an acknowledgement of like maybe not knowing what the final result of something is either going to look like or what that's going to entail in some sense. But I think that the action is to continue going forward with that, because it feels like, again, it's something that you are either strongly attached to, or that you know, are like obsessed with. Like you're like, I can't stop like doing whatever this thing is, or that, whatever it is, you know, that kind of stuff. That's kind of what I'm feeling, you know. You have the Foolish Man showing up here as what this is going to bring. So it's kind of funny. I think that this is like giving you the opportunity to take like maybe a calculated risk on something, or taking a risk in the sense of like, hey, it's okay, we don't have to take it that seriously. Something about that, having some sort of, again, like literally taking some sort of risk on something here, you know, that kind of stuff. You have the King of Wands, and this is showing up as what to avoid. So here's what I'm understanding. I think it's like avoiding thinking that you're able to maybe kind of like start something and complete it in like a short amount of time. Because again, it's like there is this energy of feeling like, okay, but this momentum is going to get broken up at any minute now, or like that this, like, you know, something always kind of comes in that I have to like take a break and then kind of go towards this thing, that type of situation. So it might just be like, hey, keep that in the back of your head. Like it's not saying like, no, don't do that thing, but remember, like it's not going to, you know, it might not take just one day to do it, or it might not take like 2 days to do it, or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. All right, that's kind of what I am understanding here. All right, so okay, I want to say something muted, and I don't know what I want to say with that, but I'm understanding that I don't know, something muted. I don't know if I mean that in the terms of like not speaking. I think I meant that more so in the terms of like muted colors or something. I don't know. So, all right, let's see. You guys have the Nine of Pentacles, and then you have it with the Justice card here. This is showing up as your challenge. So I do wonder if like maybe in the past you've kind of tried to put something together or had something up and running here. And I wonder if it even like, I wonder if an obsession turned into something that you're like, well, now I'm a workaholic, or now I'm putting in all my energy into this thing. And like, I don't know, maybe like you're feeling like, well, that kind of burnt out my passion, whatever it is, that kind of stuff. You know, they say like too much of a good thing is too much, or something like that. Certainly that could be, you know, something here. Okay, so okay, so you have the Justice card as well showing up for this challenge. So again, I think that it's like maybe something didn't work out in the past, or maybe there was an energy of over giving to something, that kind of situation. And I wonder if the challenge is then having to like kind of rectify that or balance that out in some sense, okay? That kind of stuff, so that maybe you're not feeling depleted, or that you're not feeling like you're, always trying to like catch up or something like that, okay? That kind of situation. It feels more like having something balanced out, or having something be like fair, or, you know, balanced. I do want to say balance, and I almost get that in the sense of like balancing like like a receipt. That doesn't make sense, does it? Nope, sure doesn't. Balance, let's say like a checkbook, okay? Like something, I don't know, something something like that. Like make it something like even, okay? All right, so you have the Two of Cups here, and this is showing up as what to do. So yes, I feel like so first of all, definitely listening to your higher self, okay? Absolutely. Also with that Moon card there, I'm also getting that, okay? Definitely listening to your higher self, your intuition, that kind of stuff, all right? I'm even wondering if there's maybe a particular person in general that you could like bounce something off of, or you know, something like that, or you know, coming into, I don't know, coming into something here, or something, or some person here that maybe is I don't know, going to help you in some capacity, whether it's because they understand your perspective, or this is you just listening to your higher self, that kind of stuff, and kind of being guided by like maybe the way that you're feeling about something, or, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay, I do understand that. I was saying something about like doing a self-portrait and like using like a mirror for something. That was in one of the readings, and then after it was a fire sign reading, and then after I did that reading, I was like, I wonder if that's like, you know, when you sit Shiva, when you're Jewish, like you sit Shiva if somebody has passed away. I was getting that as well. This is not in your reading. Sorry, I'm like paraphrasing another reading. So, all right, let's keep going. Sorry. Okay, so this Magician card, this is showing up as what this Two of Cups is going to bring here. So this feels extremely familiar. So yes, I feel like whatever's going on here, it's almost like you and somebody else have like the same idea, or you kind of like just get along really well, or that is like or that's part of like the action to take here in some sense. And with this magician card, I feel like it's like, hey, so this might even be like borrowing something from somebody else, being like, hey, I know that you have this particular resource, like can I use it, and whatever the heck it is, or trading something, that kind of thing. Okay, I do understand that. And I also feel like there's something about you again, speaking to your higher self or listening to your higher self. You know, that could even be just like feelings. If you feel like an urge to like freaking like do a particular thing, or start a conversation with somebody or something like that, it's like follow that, because I feel like that's going to be the thing that kind of like creates something that you're, I think, wanting to manifest here, wanting to get up and running, that kind of stuff. Okay, that's what I feel. All right, so you have the Knight of Cups, and this is showing up as what to avoid. So I would say not to do it. Make sure that your emotions are still in whatever this is, and that you still like whatever you're doing. You still love whatever you're doing, that kind of stuff. Okay, maybe that's like checking in along the way. Like, is my heart still involved in this thing? Do I still want to go in this direction? Do I still want to do this thing, or you know, make this thing come true? Whatever it is. Okay, there might be something about that. For others of you, I will say that maybe this is an energy of like, hey. There might be a particular person that you are maybe talking to, or whatever it is, that maybe is upsetting somebody else, okay? And I do wonder if this is like, hey, avoid being like overly flirty with somebody, that kind of stuff, okay? I am getting like little pieces of that story kind of showing up in here, all right? Something about that. I would just like keep that in the back of your mind. Okay, so let's see. You guys have the Last Judgment and then the Queen of Cups for your opportunity here. So, all right. There is something about a decision that was made in the past, or a judgment call that was made in the past, okay? I feel like this is maybe the energy of, maybe having to, or having the opportunity to make a heart-based decision as opposed to a decision based on something else. Maybe you've made a decision on something in the past, based it off of something else. Maybe that didn't work, or whatever the heck it was, you know, or I don't know, that you never were able to kind of get something up and running, that kind of stuff. I wonder if this is like, hey, you've made the decision, or there's like a particular thing that it's like time to kind of like do it or don't, that type of situation, especially with the Star card here. I just feel like there's this pull to like do something that you know is like brings you like a healing effect, and like brings other people a healing effect, okay, that kind of thing. Like, okay, so maybe some of you guys have like you know, kids who like do activities and like that kind of stuff. One of my children, they do dance, and like I tell her, like, you know, when you're doing dance, like you're raising your vibration, but you're also doing that for everybody else too, because it's like it's a happy situation. There's like creativity, there's high energy, it's like creation, it's all that like really positive stuff that like the world needs, but maybe not everybody's always like, this is super important, or whatever the heck it is. You know what I'm trying to say? That kind of stuff, like doing the thing that you know is like the right decision for you, you know, like a personal type of thing. That's hard to explain, but that's what I'm understanding here. You have the Two of Wands, and this is showing up as the action to take. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like there has to be some type of like path chosen in some sense, okay? It's like, do you want this? Do you want this? Like there has to be like some type of decision made. There's a good amount about making a decision, a choice here, okay? Or maybe even like reworking a previous decision or choice, that kind of stuff, okay? Definitely understanding that. You have the Two of Swords, and that's showing up as what this Two of Wands is going to bring. I think it's going to reveal something, or it's going to have you land on some type of solution here that maybe, you know, you missed in the past or whatever it is, okay? That kind of stuff. Maybe figuring something out that you did not know. And also, how funny. So this says, Lord of Peace restored, and then we were saying, like before we clarified, I was like, I feel like there's like you're healing something, or there's like something about like restoring something that was like broken. I think I said like a loose hinge on a door, something like that kind of stuff, okay? You know, that obviously that is like a metaphor, but I also I'm seeing it as not a metaphor, but okay. So all right, you have the Queen of Pentacles, and this is showing up as what to avoid here. I'm laughing because you have there's some of the same placements as Capricorn, okay? So not that surprising, your first card out is a Devil card. So Queen of Pentacles is what to avoid. I think that there's something in the terms of avoiding feeling like you don't have the opportunity to create something at your home, okay, or doing something like with your own two hands, that kind of thing. All right, something about that. I will also say with like there is a good amount about maybe like finances or material type of situations here, that kind of stuff. If that's the case, then I wonder if this is like, you know, avoid breaking the bank on something, you know, whatever the heck this is, okay, that kind of stuff. But I do feel like there's something here that you're able to create in like a very interesting way, or at the very least, like again, borrowing something or trading something with somebody, you know, that kind of stuff. All right, so that's what I have for you guys, Taurus. I hope this reading, I hope this reading was helpful and made sense, all that kind of stuff. If not, you could check your other placements, and I'll see you guys back for your next one. Thank you. Bye.